So from a rice market perspective, if, because whether it happens this year, next year, or the next elections, in the end, by 2047, there has to be some kind of evolution in the way that things function. We have, got stuck for many, many years in a particular way. So what is the optimal way that our speakers see it evolving? In what is the ideal goal? Were those acts actually going to be improving things for the rice market? What was going to be the impact? And now that they have not entered, what does it mean for the rice market? And do you expect them to be revisited in the next 3, 4, 5 years?
I won't run away from your question.
My foreseeable future.
I won't run away from your question. So for the next 27 years, I don't see this 40 million tons coming down. So we don't have much time left, and for 22 odd years now. Yeah. So this 40 million tons is going to be there. So unless something catastrophic happens, we will have enough rice to export going forward. Now, a few issues are there because most of our rice production today is dependent on a subsidy regime that costs the government of India 4,50,000 crores of money every year. Now, there may be a realization. So because when I talk about politics, I just don't talk about a threat of inflation. There is a threat of fiscal expenditure as well. So there may be a regime that might come in and say that this 4,50,000 crores is too expensive. Though seems unlikely, but that's a challenge. So one of the most interesting ways that we can, a way that we have to reach Viksit Bharat is that we have to reduce the subsidy burden. And because our farmers will grow rice. Our farmers know how to grow rice, and you can't migrate crores of people from rice to other commodity, no matter how much you might try. The best thing that you can do is that you can ask the farmer to grow something which is more economically viable for him. Something he doesn't have to sell to the government. Something he can sell to the exporter, something that can be exported. I feel for many states, especially rice-producing states like Haryana, Punjab, Tamil Nadu, Odisha and Telangana, that is the way forward. They have to concentrate on GI varieties, on varieties which are more marketable, varieties which fetch a better price in the export market and which reduce reliance on government MSPs. That is one way how we can achieve the Viksit Bharat dream. Another big way is that we have to improve our competitive edge. As an exporter, I face this issue in many countries. Companies who belong to China have various structural things that are in place. They have certain infrastructure at ports which are accessible to only exporters of a particular country. That gives them a competitive edge. Indian exporters, unfortunately, the government is not thinking in that direction. We are not here, the government or any stakeholder for that matter, is not developing any structural competitive edges for the sector as a whole. That is also a basic lack in our strategy. So going forward, we have to build our competitive edge. We need to have more science-based approach. You need the correct data going to the correct people to avoid a panic in a panic-like situation. You can't see a data set and just think that, okay, if paddy prices of one commodity are going up in one state, so that means there's going to be a political crisis in the entire country. So I feel that the information systems that are in place need an upgrade.
Dev, this one is to you again. And as Mr. Sundaram was saying, and as you were pointing out earlier as well, he's trying to sell rice. And as he said, and as you said, that there are those culinary experiences that we have outside where you can eat Japanese rice and you can eat Thai rice and you can eat mango rice and Korean rice. What is Indian rice really? Are we selling that at all?
No, we are.
How do Indians eat rice?
If we have to talk about how Indians eat rice, I don't think so we can do it in one session. We'll need a day to explain that, and maybe that will also be too less. So when we talk about Indians eating rice, India has, I think so, you can talk about any permutation and combination in which rice is eaten. The basic concept of having a culinary experience center is to take away a mental block. Because sometimes we don't use something because we have some prejudice or some bias in our mind. We have a fear that this thing might not be suitable for me. people have a fear that, okay, if I export this might not be able to sell well. So this is just taking away that roadblock, because food is something that you get used to. I'll say that again. Food की आदत डालनी पड़ती है, उसकी आदत अपने आप नहीं आती. So that is the basic concept of having this over here.